They're putting billions into rail.
Yes, they are.
Now, that seems like a hard sell, though, for a lot of people. I mean, not for me, but I know for some people it is. And I'm trying to frame it so that it makes more sense.
Sure.
Because in my mind, if we're going to have 100 million more people, which is expected by 2050,
yep,
we're going to have 100 million more cars on the road?
Right.
Or 100 million more planes flying? Well, you know, not planes, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's all about balanced transportation. I mean, the rail investments are really, you're not making it for the next 5 or 10 years. That's a 100-year investment.
Oh, I see.
And you know, making investments now just makes it that much less expensive. Imagine trying to build something in 50 years. Just the pure inflation alone will just take any capital program and eat it alive. So you're really making the investment for tomorrow, and even tomorrow's after tomorrow. This is a good time, the economy, and it's about creating jobs, and these are good investments, and now's the time to make the investments in both rail, also all the transportation modes, things like hybrid buses, bus transportation, feeding into rail lines, even intercity bus. It's all about having a balanced transportation system. It's about choice for customers and choice for consumers. I mean,
you know, on the downside, you know, you hear that if people don't ride it, what's the sense? You know, I mean, how do you convince people to take it? And is there a correlation between not building more roads so that the cars can ride on them and having the rail available so that they will?
What happens is everything kind of balances out. It's about when it's congested on Route 3 coming down to the Cape and traffic's bumper to bumper for 10 miles, 5 miles, whatever it may be, or price of gas is at $8 a gallon, people start to put the economic sense. Consumers will figure it out themselves, what's the best way to do it. And what we're trying to do is make sure that we've got the choices to keep both the Cape and the islands, as well as all the Commonwealth, moving and working, really.
So does that mean we may see rail service again from Hyannis to Boston?
Certainly, that's all within the cards. I think that if you look at the long-term trends for both population and the price of fuel and transportation, it's going to be a natural fit.
Is the goal to kind of create some sort of a European-like grid?
I think what we're looking to do is get back to our roots. I think if you really look at New England and Massachusetts transportation, there is a rich heritage and history for trains. There used to be trains that used to run 110 miles an hour at the turn of the century. So it's really about going back to our roots, establishing good transportation systems that support not only the cities but also the rural parts of our state.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're
thanks
welcome.
for coming out here.
It's a pleasure.
Have you been out here before?
I actually got married in Nantucket.
Oh my gosh,
yes.
It must mean that much to you.
It does.
Wow.
I just walked by. Just as the peace we eloped, so.
Hey, terrific.
That's right.
All
so
right.
it is nice to be back, and we'll come back. Look forward to riding on the
Me too.
the
It's good
service as
looking.
well. It is excellent.
Yeah.
Have you been on?
Not well. I just interviewed the bus driver, but
Yeah,
you know.
This is all good stuff.
Yes, it is.
You know, it really does make a huge difference when we see a tremendous number of people come in from Europe on the international flights. They arrive into Logan, and then, you know, they're Googling, they're figuring out how the heck to what am I going to do when I'm in Boston? I mean, Boston's a great city, but everybody likes to do a road trip or a side trip. You know, they look at PB, they come down to Hyannis, and then all of a sudden Steamship and Highline, and then they see these transit options. And you know, on Google Transit and other online tools, they're seeing this as all as a single, you know, convenient trip. And these are the kind of things.
That's a very good point.
You know, people see this and they say, oh, let's just go down to Nantucket for a day or two.
Yeah, that's I never thought of that. That's a good point.
When you look at it, Google Transit, so we've been working on and been successful in linking all those different modes together so that it really does look like a coordinated system. And in many ways it is. The bus and boats, for example, are well coordinated.
Right.
The investments in things like the wonderful Hyannis Transportation Center,
right,
where you can park or run around. And then, you know, services like this and the tools, the online tracking tools like Where's My Bus, huge.